Okay, today we are reviewing 3.3, estimating square roots. By now we should be very comfortable with square roots from 1 to 13 and perfect squares from 1 to 169. To find the square of a number, this is on page 8 of your workbooklet. To find the square of a number, you are going to multiply the number by itself. So square it here, or 11 times 11 is 121. To determine the square root of a number, such as 100, we can use the square root function on our calculator, or we can recognize that the square root of 100 is 10, because 10 times 10 equals 100. For our learning goals, we're going to be able to estimate the square root of a number that is not a perfect square. So far, we've been dealing with perfect squares, so we've been dealing with all whole numbers. We need to be able to estimate and then identify a number with a square root that is between two given numbers. So first we need to know, what are our square roots from 1 to 13 and what is the matching perfect square? You should have written this on the bottom of page 8. I have written my number line up here on my whiteboard desk so that I can refer back to it. So square roots 1 to 13 and the perfect squares below. So square root is 1. The square is going to be 1. 2 times 2 is 4 is my perfect square. 3 times 3, 9. 4 times 4, 16. 5 times 5, 25. 6 times 6, 36. 7 times 7, 49. 8 times 8, that's a little bit blurry, 64. 9 times 9, 81. 10 times 10, 100. 11 times 11, 121. 12 times 12, 144. And 13 times 13, 169. I'm writing the square root function over top of my perfect square to show that the square root of 169, my perfect square below, is 13. Okay, page 9 of your booklet. We explored if we have an approximate square root of 35. 35 is not a perfect square, so we must determine which two consecutive or in order perfect squares 35 lies between. 35 is between the two perfect squares 25 and 36. I can look back at my number line to see that. 25, 36. So therefore, we must determine the square root of the two numbers. Square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 36 is 6. Therefore, square root of 35 must lie between 5 and 6. It is very close to 36, so I'm going to estimate. I'm going to make my best guess. 35 is pretty close to 36, so I'm going to guess that the square root of 35 is 5.9 if the square root of 36 is 6. Then I'm going to check with my calculator using the square root button. So for my calculator, I have to click second function. And then on the x squared, there's a square root button above it. 35, 5.9. Good guess, good estimating. Okay, we completed the examples on page 9. We are moving on to page 10. Page 10 of your booklet. What is a whole number that has a square root between 3 and 4? So this time, I'm not giving you the perfect square. I'm giving you a whole number that has a square root between 3 and 4. So I'm going to draw myself a number line on page 10. What I am doing at the top of this